Tom asked me to limit my remarks to under 2 hours, so I'll do what I can. About 2 weeks ago, as we were finalizing these plans, Tom sent me a note. He said, "Would you mind making a few comments to our student body?" And I said, "Sure." But I just want to warn everybody here, no matter how many years you're out of Brother Rice and how far away you go, you'll always have a homework assignment for your high school. So that's what, thanks a lot, Tom. Another homework assignment. Before I start, thank you. Thank you so much, Tom, Dan, and Ed, for all your hard work in pulling all this together. Last night was the second most fun I've had with Brother Rice. Winning the state championship was the first most amount of fun I had. But last night was fabulous, so thank you very much for pulling that together. Tom said, tell everybody a little bit about the school, what it was like in the 70s when you were here. Tell everybody a little bit about the team, and don't forget to talk a little bit about the coaches. So that's my job. I'll do that. I'll try to do it quickly, and then I just want to leave you guys with one final thought. When we came in as freshmen, we had, I think, the biggest freshman class in Brother Rice's history. We had like 300 students. The school was over 1,000, so it was a pretty big school, but it was still a relatively new school. The school had opened up in the early 60s, so it was very, very new. The dynamics of the teachers was a little different than it is now. We had probably more brothers that were teachers than lay teachers. And for those of you that have ever enjoyed having a brother teach you, I'll never forget my first week in history class with Brother Granitz. I was kind of stretching out. I'm kind of tall. I stretched my legs out, and Brother Granitz walked over and stepped on my toe. And I went, ow, and I leaned back, and he immediately punched me full force right in the chest and knocked the wind out of me. So that was my welcome to Brother Rice. So I don't think they do that anymore. Guys, it's a little different back then, wasn't it? We enjoyed having brothers teach, and they molded us into fine young men, of course. Sports, and I'll make it quick. In the 1960s, Brother Rice sucked. They couldn't win a football game. The basketball program was a disaster, and it was pretty bad. Late 60s, we started to change. Mr. Norton changed the basketball program. Alpha Costa came in, and within a few years, we got very, very, very good. Our team, 1974, was a special team. I'll talk a little bit about them. First thing is, it was a very senior-dominated team. We had 10 seniors, 4 juniors, and 1 sophomore, I think. So we were a very senior-laden team. We were a tall team. Starting lineup, 6'9", 6'7", 6'6", 6'5", and 5'9". Remember the free press said we were the tallest team in the state, including we had more size than the University of Michigan and Michigan State did that year. I think we intimidated probably half the teams we played against when we came out for the opening tip because we were just a really tall team. As good as the starting lineup was, I'd like to talk a little bit about the bench. There were some incredible athletes on the bench. Sam Washington, Mike Brewer, Kevin Hart, Kirk Griffin, Ted Purett, these guys were awesome. They could have started on almost any other team in the state, and I was like so proud that they were on our team, and guys like Chris Nefsey, Rob Davis, and Bush, and Brian Henry, they made us all good, and we really didn't have a superstar on the team. It's like every other game, somebody else would do something to win that game for us. Different high scores, different heroes. So that's the thing I remember most about the team. You know, we were tall, we were senior-oriented, we had a great bench, no superstars, great chemistry. Of course, the other secret ingredient you need to have a winning team is great coaches. You know, we did. Maloney, Mr. Flagey. I'm going to say a few words about Mr. Norton. I hope he doesn't take offense, but I call him like Dan Campbell on steroids and caffeine. He was energetic. He was loud. He was abrasive. I had a few basketballs thrown at my head. And that's when I made a good play. Think about what he did when he made bad plays. He was tough. He was a tough guy to play for, and he was very, very emotional. And Mike Brunker was the perfect tandem. We brought him in, and he was cool. He was calm. He was cerebral. He was even-keeled, and he was a perfect balance for the energy of Coach Norton. So it really was a perfect tandem. So we had the team, we had the coaching, we had everything. The problem was, as the team, we had a real central problem. 2 central problems, Catholic Central and Pontiac Central. That year we lost to Catholic Central twice in the regular season, and that was really disappointing because we were so high ranked in the state, we lost to those chuckleheads twice. Fortunately, we got to the Catholic League tournament, and we beat Catholic Central, and that was great, so we overcame our first hurdle. Pontiac Central was a rival that we had never seen been able to beat in the state playoffs. We'd win the districts and we'd get to the regionals, we'd lose to Pontiac Central every single year. So our year, 1974, was the first year that we vanquished Pontiac Central, and that was a big hurdle. And then, of course, we went on to upset Saginaw, an undefeated team, ranked number 1 in the state in the semis. We beat Cass Tech in overtime in the finals, and you know, we did it. We accomplished quite a lot, and you know, it was the team, it was the coaches, and it was a dream season. And we're here 50 years later, still celebrating it. So that was really great. Thanks for putting up with us here. All right, final thoughts. This is especially directed at seniors, but freshmen, sophomores, juniors, pay attention to. You know, I think back to my time at Brother Rice, and there were some people that were critical to my growth and the success that I had both here at school and later on. And I don't think I properly thanked them enough. So I would ask each of you, especially the seniors, before you graduate here, before you walk out these doors, think about somebody that impacted your life, somebody that took the time and effort and thought about you and helped you, maybe through a tough time, helped make you better, a writer, a better athlete, a better person, got you through some tough times. Think about that, maybe one person. And I'd ask you to do this. Don't text them. Don't say something. Get out a piece of paper and a pen and go old school and write them a thank you. Tell them how much they meant to you and what they did for you, and thank them very much. And I guarantee you that that person will be touched by what you said, because they really do care for you guys. So do that for me, and be Catholic Central.
Yeah!